Morning guys, today we are going to talk about how becoming the higher version of myself saved me from almost giving up on my dreams. Most people think that manifestation or becoming your higher self is all bullshit, right? But until I truly became, I was stuck in a loophole where I was just drowning in comfort. I was looking at things short term, but this is not the point of the video. You have to become first in order to attract what you want. Let me ask you a question. Before you make progress in anything that you wanted, right? You have the dream, right? The dream into becoming that guy who has 10k a month, who has a jack body. I guess you are probably a month or a few in to this journey and you felt like shit and you've been drowning in comfort basically, like my old self. You promised yourself to hit the gym for 5 days per week, but you ended up only hitting 2 per week because of how tired you are, etc. And you think that I'm not capable enough, I can't do it. Think about it, right? Would your higher self ever say this? Yes, he might have doubt, right? But will he let his doubting affect him? Keep in mind that, for example, if your higher self is to have a jack body, right? Would your higher self that already has the jack body would ever tell you this? Would ever let the doubt just creeps in and follow it? No, right? Obviously. Would your old self, before you got that dream, right, have made such progress? For example, your goal is to lose 10 kg per month and you have now lost 5 and the other 5, it's hard, right? Now think back to yourself before you lost the 5 kg. Think about it. When you return to your old self, you probably think that losing the first 5 kg will be impossible and hard, right? And there you are, you just lost. Because of what? You became the guy that has lost the 5 kg first. And now, you need to be the guy that's lost another 5 kg first, right? Same shit. So how do we become our higher self? That guy. There's a lot of version of ourselves, a million version of ourselves, right? You have to find the higher self that aligns with your goal and purpose. And becoming a higher self requires a lot of journaling, a lot of time into journaling, but it's worth it, right? So grab your nuts and a pen, write your dreams down. Right, what would your higher self do in every situation? What is your higher self like? His mindset, his habits, his actions, his consumption, right? Write it all down, all you could possibly think of. Write it all down. Because this gives you a clarity on who your higher self is. Hello God, morning. Morning, good. Now when you have become your higher self, right? You started to write everything out, describing him in 101. You don't try to chase what you want. You make what you want to attract you. Because imagine you're already your higher self. For example, if your higher self makes 10k per month, right? And what would your higher self see making maybe 1k or 2k? You probably think it's easy, right? You just have to get your laptops and type a few words and boom, moolah, money come. Because he is attracting the money. So how do you attract your goal? You act like him. Even you, deep down, you know that you are not him yet. You fake it till you make it, right? You just have to fake it till you make it. In every decision that is important, that has a huge effect in your goal or a little, or not even your goal, right? In every decision that you make, make a decision based on a reflection on him. You gotta think, what would he do? And you gotta keep in mind that not every decision will be 100% perfect, right? But you gotta maximize the perfection of your decision. Now for the last point. Becoming your higher self is what attracting everything that you want. Why? Because every decision you make is a reflection on him when you become that guy. Every action you take is what he will take. Every meal he eats is what he will eat. And don't come up with excuse like I don't have any money, etc. Because you gotta imagine, what would your higher self do if he has no money, right? For example, he makes 10k per month and he somehow loses it, right? What will he do when he has no money? He'll probably just try to make money in certain way, in some way, and get a healthy diet he was in. This was all just an example, because when you make every decision a reflection on him, that means every action, every small steps that you take is what he will take, right? And the truth is, you already know what you should do. Even if you don't know, right, you can go on YouTube, do your research and check it out, right? You already know what you should be doing. The truth is, but you give yourself a very limiting belief that, oh, I can't do it, they're so hard, and you know, I just can't do it. Okay, this gap is your current self, right? But this is your higher self. The gap between these, they are very huge. But you know that your current self, every decision, every habits that he makes is not going to get him the things that he wants. So why not just become the higher self? It's free. You don't have to do anything. You just have to journal, take a pen out, and write in your paper, which you know that it's easy, everyone can do it. Write it all down and describe your higher self in every action he does. So when you have written down, right, cut all the bullshit limiting belief off. This limiting belief is an illusion. They are given by the people that we don't want to be, right? Maybe our teachers, even our parents, right? You can see if you don't want to be like them, right? Why? If you don't want to be them and you want to be your higher self, why would you take on to their belief and follow them, right? It doesn't make sense, right? So cut every limiting belief that you had. You have to think of every limiting belief is a dead weight that you are clinging into your feet. For example, every limiting belief is 100 pounds heavy. You're trying to move, but it doesn't let you. You have to cut every type of limiting belief. The more you cut all these shitty belief, limiting belief, bullshit thoughts, the faster you move and the faster you become your higher self. And if you cut all of it, you are free. Becoming that guy, getting the things that you want, will be so much faster.